Dear black people, I'm from Iuka, Mississippi, and I want you all to know that I love you all. I am very sorry for what some of the ignorant white people have said and done to offend you. But I love you, and a lot of other white folks love you. So, you are my brother here on earth, and you'll be my brother in heaven. I love you all.
There's a group of people out here that can literally change the world, but they have every right to not to want to. And that is the black community. Because they do have more power than the white people. If they were to find their power and took leadership, they'll make some positive changes. But because our world is so racist and so masculine, and there's no femininity in that area as well, that's why we are living the bullshit life we were living. And they have every right to watch the show and not do a thing, because they told us, we ignored them, and now the whites are really the ones that are fucking around and finding out, because they told us many years about everything that we're living in, and they have every right to watch the show and watch us struggle. They don't need to do anything, because they tried. But because people are so ignorant, racist, and think they're better. So here we are.
Greetings family, and welcome back to my channel. So white Americans are beginning to apologize and begging black Americans to save the country after seeing what's happening right now, since black Americans have been silent and minding their own businesses. But black Americans have responded in a very powerful way. So let's get to see more reactions, then I'll come back with more commentary, all right?
The apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. Okay? The apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. These folks wondering where black people are? We at home. We are minding our business. Anybody that is asking us to do anything other than mind our business and ain't apologized, problematic. Because y'all still ain't learned your lesson. Y'all still thinking we out here being somebody mule. Absolutely not. Okay? I saw a video. If you have not seen Two Raw, Two Reels take on this young man that is basically saying we need to come together and build community. No. We don't need to build community with you, because when we had an opportunity to, y'all didn't want to build. Y'all said other stuff about Kamala Harris, VP Harris, Attorney General. Y'all said everything about her qualifications and that she wasn't this, that, and the third. And we actually said and fundraised and raised the money. We put our money where our mouth is, because we knew what we were up against. Like, until y'all apologize for not trusting us, and the apology need to be as loud as the disrespect. That's what people don't understand. People out here trying to force black people into activism, and it's just not working, no matter how y'all kicking and screaming and how high y'all hollering. Like, that don't do nothing but turn us off. A lot of us grew up with black grandmas and aunties and them. The louder you holler, the more they don't give a damn. They will let you cry yourself to sleep. Okay? So, if you want us to be outside and in the streets, too bad, so sad. If you want us to be organizing and telling people where to go, how to get there, and where to be, too bad. That's not where we at. The responsibility now relies on y'all, because we try to tell y'all. I will never stop making videos about this. Literally, like, my whole entire content has changed because some of y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy. And here we are. Here we are. Y'all need to leave Madam VP Harris alone. Let her do whatever she want to do. If she want to go to Kroger, if she want to go hike in the mountains, if she want to go to Mammoth, California for a ski weekend, we gonna let her. For the rest of us, Black Americans, we not coming outside unless we want to. We not building nothing unless we want to. Because there has been a breach of trust. And that's just is where it is. That election was a couple months ago. We not just getting over it. Because there's generational harm that is being caused. All because y'all didn't want that black woman in office. And it shows. It shows. And now y'all finding out that this man that currently occupies the White House, he don't like y'all either. And here we are. Y'all want us to come out and slave and be outside and help y'all organize and fight the power that beaten knew. Y'all better leave us alone. And let that apology be as loud as the disrespect and the harm that y'all done caused. Okay, bye.
Black people are still resting. And they're going to be resting for quite some time. Okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there are some people out here that think that black people are playing. And that we'll eventually get over this and we'll get back to work. No. We will get back to work in our community. Black Americans will be okay because we've put in the work. It's the rest of the people of color groups that have not put in the work because they came to this country with rights that Black Americans fought and bled and died for. So when black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean. It is not just this election. It is not just this. It is a culmination of so many disappointments from our existence on this stolen land. Okay? Because let's be clear. America is a stolen land built by stolen people. At the end of the day, that is what America is. Black Americans decided that they wanted to make something out of nothing. And that is what we have done for hundreds of years. And have literally laid a table together for everybody to be equitable. Okay? Equitable. All we want is equity, not revenge, not a leg up in the world, but equity across the board. And because America said that that's not what she wants, everybody is going to have to reap what they sow. Black people have been sowing seeds of equity, civil rights movements, voting rights movements. We have been sowing good seeds. So over the next 4 to 8 or however many years, Black Americans are going to be okay. It's all the other groups that we were worried about. But y'all let us know y'all not worried about yourselves, so we can't.
Whoa. Hold up. I'm starting to see a lot of white people on this app start asking black people for help. Now, before you ask us for help, I need you to check your metrics. When is the last time you used your privilege to help out a black person? When is the last time you had a black friend? Have you ever had a black friend? Matter of fact, how many black people do you know? And I'm not talking about that one kid that you knew in school back when you integrated. Check your metrics. Now, based on your metrics, would you step in to help you?
Black people rest. Don't listen to what the mother folks are telling you. That you always have to be ready. Ready to fight. Ready to put your life on the line. There's no rest for the wicked. The righteous rest. Black people rest. And regain your energy. Continue to practice organized indifference. You are allowed to rest. You're allowed to not always have to be a workhorse. There are people really saying black people can't rest, and we need to always be ready. We need to get up and fight. How many years of that? How many years of that is it going to be? When do black people get to rest? Now, and we're going to. If you are a black person, rest. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Can we talk? It's been a while. I know. But black women, we're still resting. Yep. Black people as a whole, we are tightening up our ship.
Black people as a whole, we are building community amongst each other. Everything else around us is just a distraction at this point because we warned, we shared information, infographics, data, and statistics of what might happen. And clearly, people did not believe that fat meat is greasy. And that video that I just shared was a couple of days after the election, after I had gotten all the tears out, after I had cried it out, after I had prayed it out, all the things. And I said, this was different because the levee of trust broke all the way, right? Black people have lived in a certain, Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, have lived on this stolen land for quite some time, and we understand patterns. We understand when the shift in the atmosphere changes, and we move accordingly. And what we're seeing is we have conditioned ourselves to do that. We have conditioned ourselves to pivot when the temperature changes. And a lot of people now are seeing the temperature change, not just feel it, but see it in real time, and they don't know how to react and they don't know how to deal. So anybody that is getting on this app trying to tell Black women to do anything, trying to tell the 80% of Black American men to do anything right now other than do what we've been doing the past 10, 11, almost 12 months, you're part of the problem, not the solution. I hate to say it, but some of us ain't gonna make it because we too busy trying to argue with stupid. We too busy trying to argue with stupid. And I just refuse. This is your friendly reminder. We know how we got here. Our rest is important. How we mobilize look different. A lot of the revolution will not be televised. And that's why a lot of folks is mad, because they don't know what we doing and it scares them. Okay? So while you all are building out your community, while you are tightening up the ship, whether you all are saving more money, because when I tell you, I get annoyed when I have to spend any amount of money because I have gotten so I work hard for my money, and I'm not just about to give it to anybody or anything, because it's apparent y'all don't care about my money. Y'all care about my money, but y'all don't care about me, and that's a problem. It's some places I don't go no more. It's some people I don't see anymore, because at the end of the day, we have got to guard our gates. We have got to guard our peace. We have got to guard our energy, because the more chaos ensues, the more dangerous people get. The more, people do stuff because they just can't pinpoint what Negroes is doing and they mad about it. So at the end of the day, make sure that you are moisturizing. SPF is necessary for us. Drink your 6 to 8 glasses of water or more. Make sure that you are getting in the gym. As I talk to you, I'm talking to myself. Because we in for a long ride, but it is nothing that our ancestors have not done that we cannot do again and better, to make sure that when we come on the other side of this, we don't have to, this can literally just be a lesson. But this is a hard lesson because now everybody is learning it, because y'all just didn't want to believe Black people who have been oppressed in this land for quite some time. Yep, slavery is ended, but systemic racism is everywhere. And now y'all are figuring out that racism, classism, otherism is all on the same boat now. So, y'all be well. Okay, bye.
White people, I'm going to give y'all some advice, since y'all going to be crying even more now that the protest, after this protest, and don't shit change, and, everything just continue to just, go further and further down the toilet. Something you can do that might help your situation is apologize to Black people. Because if y'all apologize to Black people, right, and it works, then y'all gain allies, and more importantly, actual powerful, smart, allies, useful, because y'all definitely need some usefulness, over there. But yeah, wallow in your sorrow,
for however long after this protest stuff, y'all just realize y'all don't wasted y'all time. And then y'all need to be getting together to have a big party to apologize to black people. Because that's the only way y'all getting out of this. That's the only, because this world going down. This going down. Black people not going down. Y'all will be literally extinct, is what I'm saying. So what y'all really need to be doing is apologizing to black people so that we can come together, really save y'all asses, honestly, because we could just let y'all asses burn and then make a new world with just black people, but we're not going to do that because we're loving people. So that's not what we do. So the good white people and black people, we're going to make a new America. It's going to be new. It's going to be equitable. But the only way we're going to be able to do that is y'all white people got to get to apologizing to black people so that we can have some, thoughts of wanting to get involved. But we're going to have to stop being mad at y'all first. Long as we mad at y'all, like y'all don't know what to do when somebody mad at y'all. Somebody mad at you need to apologize. Y'all know black people mad. So why I got to tell y'all to apologize? So, look, that's what y'all need to be doing. That's what's going to save y'all asses. If not, you ain't going to give us no choice but to create a new America without y'all asses. And then guess what? That ain't on us. That karma ain't on us. But we are free so long as y'all asses ain't apologizing. I'm telling you. And we ain't going to be getting no bad karma because a motherfucker burnt that didn't apologize. So that's why I'm telling y'all need to fucking apologize to black people if y'all want to be saved. We are the only people that can save y'all.
Many white Americans are beginning to apologize because life has become impossible to ignore, because policies now touch their families, because the warning signs black communities recognized immediately are now impossible to deny. Black Americans try to warn everyone. They explain how racism doesn't just hit targets, but everyone. They ask for equity, not dominance. They ask for fairness, not revenge. And they ask for a country that worked for everyone. But many people heard those warnings and dismissed them. Many chose to vote out of racism and fear. And now that choice had consequences. And now when black Americans say they are resting, it's not cruelty, it's survival. For generations, black Americans have been the moral backbone of the American democracy, fighting not just for themselves, but for freedoms others would later benefit from without acknowledging the cost. Civil rights, voting rights, labor protections, social safety nets, all paid for with black blood, black labor, black lives. So when black people choose to rest is not retreat or surrender, it's boundary. And boundaries are what happen when people finally choose themselves. So what black Americans are saying right now is not that they don't care. They are saying, we already cared. We voted for the right person, and now responsibility must land where decisions were made. Apologies matter, but they do not undo harm. They do not restore lost rights. They do not erase the reality that many people voted not for policy, but against people. So those who ignore the warnings will have to do the work themselves without expecting black people to show up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.